Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. My name is Mark R. LePage, and you are listening to EntreArchitect Podcast, where each week I speak with inspiring, passionate people who share their knowledge and expertise, all to help you build a better business as a small firm entrepreneur architect. This is episode 294, and this week at EntreArchitect Podcast, Herman Aparicio of Zerosixty, the business accelerator for the AEC industry. This episode of EntreArchitect Podcast is supported by our platform sponsors. ARCAT, the online resource delivering quality building material information, CAD details, BIM specifications, and so much more at arcat.com. And FreshBooks, the cloud-based accounting software that makes running your small firm easy, fast, and secure. Spend less time on accounting and more time doing the work you love. Herman Aparicio, welcome to EntreArchitect Podcast.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. Herman is a project manager at Trimble Consulting Services, co-founder at Zerosixty, faculty member at Cal Poly Pomona, husband and father of two. He's got a passion for technologies and working with entrepreneurs who drive change and innovation in the industry. He has a proven track record of delivering large, complex building and infrastructure projects as a consultant, working with leading owners, architects, engineers, builders, fabricators, and industry professionals worldwide. Herman has a Bachelor of Architecture from Cal Poly Pomona and a Master's of Science in Design Computation from MIT. Herman, I shared a little bit about you right there, but I wanted to learn a little bit more about you. I want to talk about Zerosixty a lot in this episode, but I want to know more about you and your origin story before we get to that. So why don't we go back to where you discovered architecture, what inspired you to follow this path, and share that journey from that point to where you find yourself today.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, and very excited to share, Zerosixty and my origin story. So I got into architecture very young. I think I always was one of those kids who always knew what I wanted to do, and so all through middle school and high school, sort of took art and design courses that were being offered by the school system, took drafting courses in high school, sort of carried that on to architecture school and undergrad at Cal Poly Pomona. It was really there at Cal Poly Pomona that I became passionate about architecture itself and design in general. I was introduced to the many aspects of it and sort of what you could do in this industry. I found it very exciting there that you could apply essentially what we learn as architects in many facets. And I think it was at Cal Poly that I got very excited also about the application of technology in architecture and got deep into sort of learning various software tools and building things very early on.
And then, so after Cal Poly, where did you go and what did you do?
Yeah, I had professors that inspired me at Cal Poly to take what we had learned from the various courses there in studio, and apply that in practice. So right after Cal Poly, I think I went to go work for Arab design engineering firm. I had a mentor at that was teaching at Cal Poly at the time, Nate Wittesek, who was leading a group at Arab with the fire group there, and brought me on, and had the opportunity to work on a number of exciting projects there. And I think it was there that I realized that I wanted to dive deeper into this space of design and computation and wanted a technical degree. So I had applied to grad school and applied really to MIT. Was the only school that I had applied to. I figured if I didn't get into MIT, I wasn't going to grad school, just because of the great program that they have there. I was very excited. One of my undergrad professors had gone through the design and computation program there. And, I learned a wealth of knowledge from them. I applied to the program, got accepted, and decided to go study more technical background at the university.
And so where did that lead you? Once you had an architecture degree and a technical degree, what came next?
Yeah, MIT was a great experience, very humbling experience, met a lot of exciting and interesting people. I think it was there that, I also had the opportunity to start teaching as a teacher assistant. And right after grad school, I got an opportunity to come teach in California at the California College of the Arts in San Francisco, UC Berkeley, and sort of got into the academic world for a little bit, and also doing some research work with various organizations, including companies like AECom and Autodesk, sort of exploring or continuing some of the research that I had done in grad school and exploring new areas that I thought were exciting related to design and computation. And I think it was during that time also that I had a chance to work with other incubators and accelerators, kind of introduced to the startup world, which was carried over, from the culture at MIT, where MIT sponsors a yearly competition, I believe, with the business school there, Sloan, and various people team up from the Media Lab and from other departments to pitch their startup companies and as a result get seed funding to start their companies. And I found that very interesting. And being in the Silicon Valley, right after grad school, and learning about various startup companies, at the California College of the Arts, sort of gravitated towards that and started volunteering my time as a mentor at one incubator named Mix and Stir at the time, which was very, very exciting to learn. Around the same time, I was continuing research, sort of exploring this other area of startup companies, and was reached out by my graduate mentor at the time, Dennis Sheldon, who was one of the founders at Gary Technologies, and asked if I was interested in teaching at UCLA. And I always had a home base here in Los Angeles. So it was, my wife was living here in Los Angeles at the time, and I was working in the Bay Area. Just decided to come home and take up his offer to start teaching at UCLA. We did a studio there together, and then found myself working at Gary Technologies soon after that.
And Gary Technologies is the spinoff from Frank Gehry's architecture firm, right? That develops the technology that allows Frank Gehry and his firm to do the work that they do. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, this is a spinoff company. Spinoff company from Frank Gehry, also founded by Dennis Sheldon to help realize Frank's projects and really projects of complexity.
And so you started working there, and you're still there, right? Now it's Trimble, right? That Trimble is the same company. When you hear Trimble, it's the former Gary Technologies, correct?
Correct. Yeah, Trimble acquired Gary Technologies back in 2014. So I believe I was one of the last hires at Gary Technologies, and so I've been with Trimble Consulting now since 5+ years.
Yeah, and that's your main gig these days is project manager with Trimble and consulting.
Yeah, that's kind of it takes up most of my time. Working as a consultant, working on various projects around the world. Correct.
And Zerosixty. So you're a co-founder with Lucas Reams for Zerosixty. Can you explain what Zerosixty is and what inspired you guys to pursue that?
Yeah, Zerosixty is it's an accelerator program. I think that we're kind of as consultants, we're interested in sort of carrying some of the legacy of Gary Technologies and this idea to continue innovation and drive change in the industry. And the legacy of Gary Technologies is always focused on developing new things and working on the latest and greatest and trying to drive that change in industry. And I think we were really interested in starting this accelerator program to work with other startup companies like Gary Technologies to be able to partner with various companies and help them grow and drive this change.
So how does the program work?
So yeah, the program's a 3-month accelerator program. It's an equity-free program where we offer startup companies some potential office space, and really focus on personalized mentorship. We also give them access to potential industry leading edge technologies, and global media and marketing spotlight opportunities. But really, it's just focused on helping these companies, providing them feedback on their products and services, and helping them scale over this 3-month period by providing them with the feedback and introducing them to strategic clients as part of the program.
So you are selecting a select group, a cohort of companies. They come in to the accelerator. There's no equity, so it's not a venture capital model. So you're not investing in these companies financially. You're investing with them in terms of knowledge and IP, giving them resources to expand on their ideas, giving them facility, giving them access and to influential people and networks in order for them to be able to grow and execute their ideas. Is that correct?
Right. This unlike, I guess, a traditional accelerator program, right? We don't take any equity in the company. I think the company should have full ownership of their startups. These entrepreneurs like ourselves, I think, come from architectural. A lot of them come from architectural backgrounds, and I think what we're really interested was really to find partners in the industry to help drive change and really help the next wave of entrepreneurs achieve their goals. Is really the inspiration behind this accelerator program. Although we are interested in eventually being able to financially invest in some startup companies, we're looking to start building a fund ourselves, and we're exploring various ways of growing that at the moment, potentially by reaching out to strategic partners and building a consortium of sorts to build a investment fund to potentially invest in some of these companies and help them financially.
Yeah. Do you find in you've been through one cohort, correct? You haven't started the second yet, correct?
Correct. So we launched this, I believe, back in 2018, and we've had one cohort go through. So the first cohort was really centered around generative design, project communications, and building efficiencies and time management. So we had a few companies participate, including a company named Hypar, Monograph, and Tonic DM, all which received some funding just a few months after participating in the accelerator program. So we're very excited about that. And as part of that 3-month period, we work with them through various ways of participation, including some client demos. So we had them come in and present to some strategic clients and provide this targeted feedback on their products and services. We also offered them some mentor days. So we brought in some experts from within Trimble for the various areas that they might have needed help with. Each startup faces different challenges, whether it be financial, technical, or just sort of looking at their business model. So that's the type of mentorship, that we can provide for tapping into the wealth of knowledge within Trimble Global or as a whole, having other experts who've started and ran their own companies have been acquired by a larger company as well. I think that type of feedback they found very valuable. But in addition to that, we also host industry events and attend sort of various conferences in which we jointly host and bring awareness to the companies.
We will be right back to our conversation after this quick break to say thank you to our platform sponsors here at EntreArchitect, ARCAT, and FreshBooks. It's what many professionals in architecture dread. editing down a manufacturer specification. Don't you hate that? You're staring down a 54-page specification and you really only want one product and all its attributes. That's it. You know there's a better way. And it's not throwing the entire specification into the project documents. No, it's ARCAT. ARCAT's Spec Wizard. Spec Wizard is a patented, one-of-a-kind automated spec writing tool that allows you to specify a product in minutes, not hours. Just select the products and the options you want to specify and generate a 3-part CSI spec in minutes. That's it. In minutes. 1, 2, 3. Best of all, it's free. It's free. There's no requirements for registration. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Go to arcat.com today. That's ARCAT.com and build better content with Spec Wizard. Do you remember when you started your small firm? It wasn't easy, right? It took a lot of late nights, early mornings, and the occasional all-nighter. Bottom line, you've been insanely busy ever since, so why not make things a little bit easier for yourself? Well, our friends at FreshBooks have a solution for you. FreshBooks invoicing and accounting software is designed specifically for small business owners like us. It's simple, intuitive, and it keeps you way more organized than that dusty shoebox filled with crumpled receipts. Create and send professional-looking invoices in 30 seconds and then get them paid 2 times faster with automated online payments. File expenses even quicker and keep them perfectly organized for tax time. And the best part? FreshBooks grows alongside your business. So as you grow, it grows. You'll always have the tools you need when you need them, without ever having to learn the ins and outs of accounting. Join the 24 million people who've already used FreshBooks. Try it for free for 30 days. No catch, no credit card. Free for 30 days. Visit EntreArchitect.com/FreshBooks. EntreArchitect.com/FreshBooks. And let them know that we sent you by entering EntreArchitect in the How Did You Hear About Us section to get started. ARCAT and FreshBooks. Please visit our platform sponsors today and thank them for supporting you, the EntreArchitect community. Do they have to physically move to the space? Is that part of the requirements?
No, so I think initially we were interested in having it be local here in Los Angeles. We had an office in Marina del Rey that was being marketed as sort of Silicon Beach, right? Trying to follow the model of Silicon Valley there in the Bay and attract tech firms here to Los Angeles. And so we sort of were playing on that, and we're hoping to attract, startup companies in AEC specifically around the LA area to participate as part of the Accelerator program. But as we launched the program and got word out, we found ourselves with a lot of interest internationally, which is surprising. We started getting applications from people in Europe, people from really all over, from Asia, from various countries, other parts of the U.S. And we thought, why not open it up? It's just such a small, pool of startup companies in our industry, just a small industry. It made sense not to just have it regionalized, but to open it up globally and have other companies participate. So at the moment, we have 4 new companies, which we're excited to announce this last week that are going through the program. They're all located in various parts of the world. So we have a startup company named SoLiquid that is coming to us from Paris. We have another company called TestFit.io, focused on generative design. The first is focused on 3D printing through suspension, liquid suspension 3D printing, I should say. TestFit.io, which is focused on generative design. It's based in Texas. We have a third company named Jam Collective that's really based throughout the United States, made up of 6 designers that came together to help build a network of small firms to compete against large firms.
The winner of the
And
Practice Innovation Lab, the first Practice Innovation Lab, right?
Correct. And lastly,
and a winner of the business plan competition, the Charette Venture Group business competition. Jam is a friend of EntreArchitect. You know, we've had them on the show. They're doing some great things.
Yeah. So we're lucky they're participating in the fall cohort this year, and really excited to work with them to help scale that platform into a much larger endeavor. And the last company I wanted to mention was Join.build, which is a very exciting company focused on pre-construction and building out a platform. Founders coming from, all the founders have various interesting stories. These ones in particular coming from Flux.io, which is a previous Google company, and from Newforma, so some seasoned vets there.
So what are the requirements in order to apply? Are these companies that are already formed as companies, or can a group of people who have an idea come and apply to Zerosixty?
Yeah, I think there is no formal requirements. It's pretty open. It can range from anything from an idea to a full-fledged company. I think at the moment we've been working with companies, who are beyond a little bit of an idea and maybe have a working prototype of sorts, or already a product that they're trying to grow, just because of the type of value that we think we can offer those type of companies, right? It's different than working with a company that just has an idea. Although eventually, I think we'd like to get there. Maybe tap into a lot of the talent that's coming from the universities, being a academic professor, being able to take some, a recent graduate with an idea who wants to start their own company, and really be able to offer them the opportunity to start their own company. I think would be an exciting place to be at.
Yeah.
Because we also run a consulting firm. We also, I think the most value that we can provide, we're really looking, is for like-minded people who are interested in driving change in the industry and offering innovative solutions, being able to partner with them, right? As part of our consulting services. And so that's why I think we've leaned towards more mature companies that are just beyond a little bit, beyond an idea.
And so, are these 4 companies in the new cohort? Are they coming to LA, or are you going to do some remote access to them?
And so this cohort, this go around is going to be mostly remote. So we scheduled a number of conference calls. Everything's digital. A lot of the projects that we work on are global, where we have teams in one part of the world and the other part of the team in the other part of the world. Interestingly enough, Gary Technologies had developed technology to facilitate that effort, right? Working with 3D models and having teams in different parts of the world develop technology to help bring those teams together. And more we use these types of technologies on our engagements as a consulting firm. So I think it was only natural for us, right, to be able to run a cohort remotely. So we have a number of conference calls scheduled throughout the series where we check in with them, or able to conference call in for client demos or mentor days. But we do have strategic times when we want the companies to come in person, specifically for industry events. I think it's just makes sense to be able to have that face-to-face time for specific conferences that are hosted throughout the year. Also, at the end of the cohort, we have a graduation, right, where we essentially demo the work that these companies have done and invite various industry experts, venture capitalists, and people who might want to invest in the company themselves.
That must be a very exciting day.
Yeah, we had a very successful graduation last year for our first cohort, and in partnership with the A+D Museum, so it's local here in Los Angeles, and also in partnership with the AIA, and invited a number of companies to participate in that, and we're overwhelmed with people who had interest and who showed up for this event.
Yeah, I would do that. I would fly out there for that. That sounds like a really exciting thing to watch and see happen. So what's the future? Is there a third cohort planned? And if so, how do companies apply for it?
Yeah, I think at the moment we're focused on the second cohort. This is we just actually kicked off this last week, and we are running through the beginning of 2020. Ideally, we'd like to start doing one or two of these a year. I think there's so much bandwidth that we have at the moment, and like I said, focused on potentially growing a fund here. But for people who are interested in participating either as a company or potentially provide some mentor expertise, I don't think the mentors are just available, to Trimble, but also to the wider industry. I think we'd love to bring expertise right from various spaces, or even outside our industry. If you have a interest in business, or interested in just technology, or in architecture, we also are taking applications from mentors. So in addition to companies, mentors, or investors, they could all go to Zerosixty.io and send us their contact information. And depending on the companies that we have, we try to bring a group of mentors and experts, right, to help them with their specific challenges. So a company that might need some help with their business plan, will bring some business experts to take a look at that, or look at their business model, whether it be a cloud-based model or subscription-based model. Looking at licensing as one example, we'll bring some experts in that space to hash out those details.
Yeah, what a great program. So it's Zerosixty.io. It's all spelled out, Zerosixty.io. So if you're interested, whether you're a mentor or an investor or a company who wants to be part of the next cohort, go check that out at Zerosixty.io. Germán, before we move on to wrapping things up, I'd love to ask you the same question that I ask everybody who comes on this show. We have over 200 answers to this question. So I would love to hear your answer. What is one thing that a small firm architect can do today to build a better business for tomorrow?
It's a great question. For me, it'd be finding like-minded partners, right? That's why we're working. We started this Accelerator program to work with these startup companies. And that's a great way to diversify your business, or differentiate your business, I should say, is to, as everybody's trying to be innovative and differentiate themselves, it seems like everybody's using the same technology. So why not work with a small company, a startup company like yourself, and leverage their technology to really, really leverage that and differentiate yourself.
That's great. So it's Zerosixty.io. You can find Germán on LinkedIn and Twitter. You can just search for him. We'll also have links to everything on the show notes. This is episode 294. So you can go to EntreArchitect.com/episode 294, and we'll have links to the website and to social media and everything else that we talked about today. Germán, I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your knowledge. I'm super appreciative of what Zerosixty is doing with you and Lucas are doing, and the team over at Zerosixty to help promote the profession, to help expand the profession, and help the profession grow. So I appreciate you for what you do and what you're doing at Zerosixty. Thanks for being here at EntreArchitect Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
You just finished listening to EntreArchitect Podcast, episode 294. with Germán Aparicio of Zerosixty. If you like this show and you want to share it with a friend, the link to share is EntreArchitect.com/episode 294. All the show notes and all the links and everything we discussed is right there at the show notes at EntreArchitect.com/episode 294. I'd appreciate it if you would share that link with a friend so we can keep on growing here at EntreArchitect. We're growing because of you, so thank you. And if you're looking for a simple, efficient way to learn what you need to know to grow your small firm, then join the hundreds of other entrepreneur architects who are already registered at EntreArchitect membership. 60 minutes every month, live training and Q&A. Then you can get right back to work. Join us today at EntreArchitect.com/join. That's EntreArchitect.com/join. You'll find all the information about the membership right there at that link, EntreArchitect.com/join. Love, learn, share what you know. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.
Imagine earning continuing education credits while doing exactly what you're doing right now. Well, you can. Gable Media has revolutionized the way you earn your continuing education credits with a groundbreaking approach. Forget running around town and scouring the internet for credit-worthy courses. Fulfill your CE requirements effortlessly by listening to engaging podcasts just like the one you're listening to now. Our podcasts are designed to educate, entertain, and inspire, all in a user-friendly environment. But wait, there's more. Architects, Gable Media is also approved as an AIA continuing education services provider. Upon completion, we handle everything, from reporting your hours directly to the AIA to storing your certificates in your personal Gable Media profile for your self-reporting needs. So follow the link in the show notes and start earning your credits in the most innovative and entertaining way possible with Gable Media.
Attention architects and creative minds, get ready to supercharge your brand with Build Your Brand, the podcast that's unlocking the secrets of branding success for creatives. Hey there, it's Mark Arlepage, founder of EntreArchitect, and I'm inviting you to join my friend, architect marketing expert Jeff Eccles at Build Your Brand podcast, where he explores the captivating stories of the world's top brands and transforms their lessons into powerful moves for small firm architects and creatives like you. In Season 1, Jeff shares the thrilling tale of Southwest Airlines, where he dissects their journey to the summit and distills it into strategies tailor-made for you.
It's important to keep in mind that companies like Southwest compete in the real world, just like you, and face real-world challenges, just like you. You might be surprised at how similar those challenges are to the struggles that you grapple with on a day-to-day basis.
Don't miss out on your blueprint for success. Subscribe, tune in, and let's build your brand together.
You may have noticed that the very best brands in the world are also known for having somewhat unique corporate cultures. That's often the glue that holds everything together when they encounter those rough spots.
We don't do it because it inconveniences the passengers to whom we are primarily dedicated, the short haul, frequent flyer.
Follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Your Brand today. Remember, no matter the size, the journey's the same. Your brand's journey to the top starts here.